Some of the worst news this week is coming from Nintendo. The Miiverse service that debuted back in 2012 on the Wii U was without a doubt one of the coolest things that Nintendo had ever done. Miiverse was a place where users could share art created on the Wii U itself, where they could ask such questions as, why can't Metroid crawl? Many games integrated it as a way for players to communicate and share ideas and tips. This friendly video game social network is being shut down on November 7, 2017. Why exactly is Nintendo doing this? According to their official FAQ, we started the Miiverse service in 2012 along with the launch of the Wii U system because we wanted to provide a space where users could share their feelings about games with each other. Thanks to user support throughout the years, we think we were able to achieve that goal. We decided to end the service at this time because, among other reasons, many users are shifting to social networking services. Basically, Nintendo claims that people have started caring more about Facebook and Twitter than Miiverse. That's not true. People have always cared more about Facebook and Twitter than Miiverse, but that doesn't mean that Miiverse never meant anything to its users. And that doesn't mean that Miiverse is irrelevant right now simply because Nintendo has a shiny new toy to sell you. This is one of Nintendo's dumbest moves in recent years, in large part because the online multiplayer services for the Switch aren't currently inspiring confidence. For 3 generations, Nintendo has proved inept in the world of online multiplayer, failing to offer services that many gamers regard as essential. For example, one of the biggest hits on the Wii U, Splatoon, had no voice chat option within the game. For a competitively focused multiplayer game, that's widely regarded as unacceptable. Personally, I don't enjoy using voice chat when gaming, but I understand why other people do. Splatoon 2 does allow players to chat, if they download the Nintendo Switch Online app to their cell phones and speak through their mobile devices. Basically, you're using your cell phone as a cell phone. Nobody trusts Nintendo when it comes to the online features of their devices. Remember when you bought classic Nintendo games on the original Wii and then Nintendo made you pay again to play them on Wii U? Classic Nintendo. The worst part of the Miiverse shutdown is that according to an FAQ, currently Nintendo has no plans to implement any services to replace Miiverse, but the Nintendo Switch system includes features for connecting with Facebook and other social networking services. Basically, Nintendo expects you to advertise their chunk for free by spamming your screenshots all over Facebook like pictures of your electronic baby instead of, actually trying to cultivate a community centered around the games and the platform. They're trading perceived social currency and coolness for strong community support, and it will not end well. The Miiverse shutdown isn't just going to erase some cool art pieces and destroy a community. It's also going to wreck some games. One of the most loved features of Splatoon is its Inkopolis Plaza, where player avatars walk around with big cartoon speech bubbles over their heads, with either funny posts from the game's Miiverse community or awesome art done on the Wii U gamepad. There won't be any more Mario Kart 8 tournaments on Wii U because, surprise, that feature was dependent on Miiverse, and now you'll have a harder time showing off gameplay because the game's video sharing function was tied to Miiverse. Mario vs. Donkey Kong Tipping Stars is one of the games that'll be most harsh hit by the Miiverse shutdown, as a huge portion of the game is about creating and sharing levels, done via Miiverse. It's not just that the Wii U is being affected by this shutdown. This move affects the Nintendo ecosystem at large, as quite a few games on the Nintendo 3DS implement the Miiverse. Nintendo, by the way, is still trying to sell the 2DS and 3DS line. See this commercial? They dropped it this week. They're selling platforms that they're actively stripping features from. What do you think? Is Nintendo making the right decision, somehow, by shutting down Miiverse and not having anything to replace it with on the Switch? Would you prefer that Nintendo create a Miiverse alternative on the Switch that, at the very least, imports all the old communities and features from the old Miiverse to this new one? Were you somehow expecting more from the company that told you to buy your games again after you'd purchased them digitally? Hit us up on Twitter at OneRuleBeCool and share your thoughts. We'll be happy to run them on the next episode of 1RBC Gaming Weekly. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go play Affordable Space Adventures, as one of the game's key features is dependent on the service, and that'll be dead in a couple of months.
Call me Grandpa.
That makes me uncomfortable.